Hey everyone, Ian Donald here. Just going to do a really short video on the idea of synergy. Okay, so synergy is something I mention to my students quite a lot when I remember. Really the concept behind it as a definition is when multiple factors come together to create something greater than the sum of their parts. All right, when interacting elements work as one to create a greater whole. And I think this is something you always have to have in mind when freediving, because there are lots of different elements that can come into play and they do need to work together to have those good days. And if you've been doing it for any amount of time now, you'll know that there are good days and there are bad days, and you have to let those bad days wash over you and wait for those good days to come. And sometimes you don't know when they're going to happen, they just happen. But if we consider the idea of synergy, the idea that these different elements coming together will eventually make for a perfect dive session, we can sometimes help guide that into that kind of way of being and making that actually happen for us. In athletic speak, you will hear quite often the idea of the flow, and people talk about the flow as being this kind of subconscious perfect mindset to work, so whatever you're doing, it's just thoughtless and it just happens. And you will have had that probably at some point in your life through, who knows what. But when things just work, all right? And that's the thing with synergy. That's just that word I want to kind of get across, because I think it's a really important one when it comes to freediving. So when we might think of all those different aspects all coming together, working as one. So it can be your technique, it can be your mental state on the day, it can be your equipment. And then if you add all of those things together, if they're all working well, they all come together as one. And then that's when you get that synergism, right? That flow, that perfect day where everything works accordingly. So I suppose the point of the video really is just to give you that as a concept, something to think about. And of course to remember that some days you won't have that synergy, you won't have that flow, and that's fine. You just deal with it and work forward for the next day when it does come together. And perhaps maybe there are things that you can change if you think about it that will perhaps allow that to actually take place. Cool, yeah, that's it really. Just a short video, just give you an idea of something that I think is really relevant when it comes to freedive training and good dive days, right? The idea of synergy. Cool, okay, I'll do quite a few more of these little short videos. I've got lots of little ideas that I want to just throw at you, just little thinkers, I suppose, things to think about. I will see you again in another video. In the meantime, dive safe, and hopefully I'll see you in the blue. All right, take care, bye.